Small changes in daily routines can set off a domino effect that completely transforms a person's life. It may be hard to believe, especially when deeply entrenched in habits that don't promote well-being. Many people find themselves locked into cycles of unproductive behaviors like regular binge drinking, habitual smoking, or diets centered around highly processed, low-nutrient foods. Over time, these behaviors compromise mental and physical functioning, lowering motivation, productivity, and ultimately the quality of life. At its best, the brain operates efficiently to help achieve goals and adapt to changing demands. However, this optimal functioning depends on balanced inputs. When there's a lack of physical activity or poor nutritional support, for example, the brain's balance is disrupted, leading to a negative feedback loop that can feel impossible to escape. Caught in this cycle, it can be tough to break free, making positive changes seem distant or unachievable. This cycle traps people in repetitive, unproductive routines, draining mental energy and the motivation needed to pursue more fulfilling paths. You may find yourself in such a cycle right now. Yet, it's important to recognize that small adjustments can gradually redirect your life toward a better trajectory. This content offers practical, science-backed insights and actions, simple yet impactful steps, to help anyone start this shift. The goal is to show that a healthier, more fulfilling routine is possible and achievable for everyone, even if it feels out of reach at the moment. With the right approach, it's possible to make adjustments that not only impact the present but also create a foundation for long-term success. One way to start this journey is by understanding the power of certain behavioral choices. A foundational concept from psychology, known as the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule, can serve as a guide. This principle suggests that 80% of results often come from just 20% of efforts. Although this isn't a precise formula, it holds in many aspects of life. Applied here, it means focusing on the 20% of behaviors or habits that yield the most significant impact. By adjusting this small but powerful subset of habits, it's possible to drive improvements that radiate into other areas of life. The 80-20 rule holds true for both positive and negative behaviors. This principle highlights that targeting a specific 20% of keystone habits can create a ripple effect of positive change. For instance, improving diet and exercise alone can significantly influence other routines, like sleep patterns, mental clarity, and productivity. But addressing this 20% might not always be easy. For many, these behaviors are deeply ingrained, and breaking free may require genuine effort. In some cases, seeking professional help from therapists, psychologists, or coaches can make a significant difference, especially when tackling ingrained habits that have built up over time. Many of the most impactful changes revolve around lifestyle choices like physical activity, diet, and mental well-being. For example, sedentary behavior, excessive alcohol intake, and unhealthy eating patterns influence not only physical health but also the mind's ability to maintain focus, regulate emotions, and stay motivated. The brain is wired to adapt, which means it can become accustomed to these detrimental routines if they are repeated often. When behaviors such as smoking or regular binge drinking become routine, the brain creates and strengthens neural pathways to support these actions, making it feel natural and even necessary to maintain them. To break free from these cycles, it's useful to understand some basic neuropsychology principles. One of the most relevant theories here comes from the work of psychologist Donald Hebb, who famously proposed that neurons that fire together, wire together. This means that when two actions or behaviors are repeated in tandem, the brain builds a connection between them, strengthening this pathway. Over time, this leads to automaticity, where the behavior no longer requires conscious thought, it becomes a habit. Unfortunately, this applies to both beneficial habits and harmful ones. Consider the parallel with physical exercise. The more frequently a muscle is worked, the stronger it becomes. The same goes for the brain. The more frequently a person engages in a specific behavior, the more the brain reinforces the neural pathways associated with it, making it feel almost effortless. For someone who has spent years repeating a behavior like smoking or drinking, the brain has adapted to perform these actions efficiently, making it challenging to change. Fortunately, this brain adaptability also works in favor of change. Just as neural pathways for negative habits can strengthen through repetition, new and healthier pathways can be created. By introducing positive changes, even small ones, the brain begins to build alternative pathways. This process takes time and consistency, but with repeated action, it's possible to make new behaviors feel natural, eventually shifting away from unproductive routines. A critical step in this shift involves examining personal beliefs or internal rules that may be unconsciously driving behavior. These internalized rules often form over time, influenced by experiences and societal expectations, and become deeply embedded in decision-making processes. For instance, someone following a strict diet might believe that one slip-up means they've failed entirely, prompting them to abandon the diet. Similarly, someone might believe they must go out every weekend to avoid missing out, even if they'd prefer a quieter night at home. These rules can become mental traps, reinforcing behaviors that don't serve long-term goals. Challenging these beliefs is crucial. Once these self-imposed rules are questioned, it becomes easier to reframe them, making space for new, healthier choices. By adjusting how these rules influence decision-making, one can replace detrimental habits with alternatives that support well-being and personal growth. This process is not only empowering but can act as a catalyst for further positive changes. A powerful tool in the process of habit formation is using a schedule to plan and organize the day. While some may associate schedules with rigidity, the opposite is often true. A well-structured schedule can create freedom by ensuring important tasks and positive routines receive attention. Scheduling helps prioritize what matters most, aligning daily actions with long-term goals. For those who struggle with maintaining consistency, a minimum goal approach, such as aiming to complete 70% of scheduled tasks, can make the process more sustainable. Setting a reasonable target reduces pressure while still encouraging daily progress. Using a schedule consistently helps reorient the brain's expectations around time and productivity, building discipline through routine. Over time, this consistent structure reinforces the brain's association of discipline with the rewards of well-being and personal achievement, making healthy habits feel less like obligations and more like choices that align with one's desired lifestyle. In addition to structured planning, practicing gratitude can amplify the impact of these positive changes. Research has shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience enhanced mental health, greater resilience, and even improved physical health. Including just a few minutes each day to reflect on what's going well cultivates a positive mindset, which can reinforce commitment to other healthy behaviors. A gratitude practice shifts the focus away from deficiencies or perceived failures, fostering an outlook that celebrates small successes and reinforces the desire to pursue well-being. Moreover, social support plays a critical role in maintaining new, positive habits. Engaging with friends, family, or community support groups provides accountability, motivation, and encouragement. Numerous studies have demonstrated the power of social bonds in promoting health behaviors, as these connections offer a sense of community and shared purpose. People are more likely to stick to their goals when they feel supported, as social interactions boost motivation, reduce feelings of isolation, and help overcome challenges. It's important to recognize that achieving personal growth and improvement is a gradual process. Sustainable change is like running a marathon rather than a sprint. Starting with small, manageable adjustments makes the journey less overwhelming and builds momentum for continued progress. The ultimate goal isn't perfection but a consistent, sustainable improvement. Replacing just 20% of unproductive habits with constructive ones can unlock untapped potential, paving the way toward a life marked by greater balance, productivity, and fulfillment. This journey to a healthier, more productive life is within reach. By targeting impactful areas, practicing consistency, and seeking social support, anyone can break free from unproductive cycles and build routines that promote well-being and resilience. Remember, even small steps are steps forward. Embracing this gradual but persistent approach to change can ultimately reshape life in profound, lasting ways.